Hey everybody, this is dumwaldo from vaporsforum.com. I'm going to talk to you today about the Bulli Extreme. This comes from bulli-smoker.de. That is Bulli spelled B-U-L-L-I. That is a German website, and it is all in German, and it does not have an English counterpart. I do not understand German, so I cannot tell you how much this costs. I did not buy it. I was not given it free for review. This belongs to True Love from vaporsforum.com and newvapor.com. True Love gave this to me to pass on to Cisco to see if Cisco could do some modifications to it. In the meantime, while I have it, he said he doesn't mind if I use it and he doesn't mind if I make a video. So here's the video. I've been using it for the last 3 days. It is an all aluminum PV and it is ridiculously light. When you look at it, it looks like it's going to be a lot heavier than it turns out to be. It honestly is one of the lightest PVs I've handled because of the aluminum construction. Now the finish on it is kind of shiny. However, it doesn't really seem to hold up too well to wear, in my opinion. From a distance, it continues to look silver and shiny, but up close you can really see a lot of micro scratching in the finish. So it's going to, over time, it's going to start showing some wear and tear. The button on it is very, very small, but I'm absolutely in love with this button. It's a nice tactile button and it gives a clicking when you press it. You really know that the button is activated when you press it, and for the last 3 days I've been pounding on this thing non-stop and I have not had one single misfire of the button. It has worked every single time, flawlessly and effortlessly. One of the big pluses that I like about the button is that I like to hold a lot of my big battery mods like a 50 ring cigar. Like a big fat cigar, I just curl my finger around it. And when you're holding it like this, the only way to press that button is with the side of the thumb. So this button is really easy to activate with the side of my thumb like that. So it's very comfortable to me to use it with my cigar grip. That gives it a big bonus in my book, and I like that. The end cap is milled from solid aluminum and it has a very nice coarse thread to it. The coarse thread is going to keep you from ever cross threading when you're putting the cap on. It's going to screw on perfect every single time, and even with the coarse thread, it's a very, very nice smooth cap to screw on and off. Now you can use this with a single 18650 battery and you can vape at 3.7 volts, or you can use it with a pair of CR123 batteries that are running at 3 volts, and 2 of them will give you 6 volt vaping. That's the way I like to use it, so here goes my CR2s. Now you'll notice that they're going in negative side first. That's because the spring is down inside the body of the Bulli, and I don't want to put the positive terminals against the spring because they could get caught in the vent holes and it could destroy the spring and in turn destroy the mod. So I throw my batteries in negative first and screw on that end cap. Now we're ready to vape. Now ever since the first time I put my hands on this, I've had a really interesting problem with it. And that is, this is a true DSE 901 atomizer from Salibo. I got this from my buddy Josh over at eLiquid Planet, and it is a true 901. However, when I put this onto the Bulli here, it just doesn't work. Now this is not a burnt out atomizer, it's not dead, and I can use this atomizer in other things and it works great. It just doesn't seem to make the proper contact using the Bulli. Unfortunately, that's my last true DSE 901 atomizer that I own, so I don't have other ones to test on here and see what the deal is with that and find out if it's just that one specific atomizer or if it's a common problem. This is a BE 901 atomizer from Best E-Cig. This atomizer, when I screw it on there, it works flawlessly every time. Great vapor, no problems. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Now I'm not really a big 901 user anymore. My go-to atomizer has become the 510 atomizer, and that's what I use most of the time. So I take my 510 atomizer and one of these nice little adapters from Alt Smoke, screw them together, and throw that onto the Bulli. And this is what I use most of the time. is the 510 atomizer. And as you can see, and as you would expect, it delivers fantastic vapor, it gives a great throat hit, and just a general, really nice vaping experience. And those are inhaled draws, those are not mouth puffs. That's a nice, deep, rich vapor that you get off of this. Now, the problem that TL has with this, and the reason why he gave this to me and asked me to bring this to Cisco, has to do with the atomizer connector. The atomizer connector is not sealed in the center. It goes straight through, and at the base of the brass atomizer connector on two sides, it has air holes to allow air intake. Now, the problem with that is that it's allowing too much air, and it creates a really loose draw. It's like sucking on a straw with nothing on the other end of it. It's just like breathing air. And when I'm vaping, I find that that makes the hit harsher, and it makes me cough. I believe TL has the same problem, and that's why he wants it fixed. The way I've dealt with it is to just take a slower drag off of the PV. Because it's not pushing so much dense vapor through, I just draw on it a little bit slower than I usually do, and it's working out really well. Now, some of you might want that light draw, so that's a good thing. I would say that with a 901, it hits comparable to an 801, with that nice, light, airy feeling to it. That was TL's problem with it, was the light, airy draw. My problem with this connector is the same thing that I complained about with the screwdriver. It's a really tight fit between the housing and the actual connector itself. There's a recess in there that's going to catch juice when atomizers are flooded, but it's not easy to get something in there and clean it out. It might be a nitpick, but I drip with everything, and I excessively drip frequently, and I frequently flood my atomizers. So being able to clean the PV up is an important detail to me, and I feel that this PV does fall a little bit short in that department and is a little bit difficult to clean around the connector. Other than that, it's an outstanding PV, does the job every time, and looks pretty good doing it. So if you're interested, go check it out, www.bulli-smoker.de. I'm not sure how much it is. Check it out. I'm dumwaldo from vaporsforum.com. Vape on.